All right, I think I'm on. Let me just make sure you can see me and hear me. Hello, as you can see, I'm streaming from home today. I'm not at the office, so I don't have those great lighting and everything, but I think we're going to be okay without it. So welcome all. I'm glad you're joining me on this dreary Saturday morning, but I think we're going to get our energy up and our heart rate going, and we're going to have a great workout regardless of what's going on outside. I hope everybody is feeling well on this Father's Day weekend, and let me just remind you, this is Young Onset Parkinson's exercise class, Power for Parkinson's, and this is really designed for people with early onset with mild symptoms, who can exercise standing for an hour, can get on and off the floor easily, and if you have any balance issues that may interrupt your exercise, please make sure you have a chair nearby, or you can stand next to a wall. That will help you get through our exercises. For today's session, we're also going to need a ball or a sock. Either one will work. It's for, we'll be working on agility, but either one will work. If you don't have a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball or something small that you can catch, then just grab a pair of socks. And while we're warming up, if you don't have them, go and run and use that as your warm-up time and get that. So let's get this started. Oh, and also, just while it's on my mind, this week you get double dose of me. You get, we're doing this today at 9, and also Wednesday at 4:30. We're going to try that time as well and see which one you seem to like or have better availability. So give us a try on both and see how that works for you. All right, let's get started. So we're going to start off with our warm-up, nice and easy. We're just going to take that heart rate, try to get the heart rate and get going. I want to make sure that you're starting off fairly lightly. I don't want you to just go right into a full out run or anything. So you want to start off lightly and just move. I'm just going to go side to side. If my warm-up is too much or too little or just not right for you, please just go on your own, run around the house a little, go up and down the stairs if you have. Just do something to get your heart rate up, to get some synovial fluid, which is what happens when you start moving. Get some fluid in all of your joints. And that will help you stay at a lower risk of hurting yourself. So that's really what the warm-up is all about. So let's continue on warming up. I'm going to take this side step. I'm going to take it to a gentle knee lift. And I'm just lifting those knees one at a time over, bringing my hands overhead. Now, whenever I lift my hands overhead, I'm raising my heart rate automatically. So that's why I don't start with my hands overhead. I start off with a side step, but then I eventually bring those arms overhead to really try to get that heart rate moving and get the blood flowing to my brain, to my limbs, all throughout my body. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to take this knee lift to a double knee lift. I'm going to go to right and to left. So join me if you want. And I'm just, as I said, just warming up, getting the legs warmed up, getting my heart rate up. And I'm just keep moving to warm up. Let's go to 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Switch. 1, 2, 3, and let's go again for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch. 4, 3, woo, 2, 1. 2 counts. 1, 2, and 1. Single counts. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and march it out. Good. We're going to take those legs nice and wide. We're going to take those arms and swing them out. And let's go back to that side step. And I just want to get that heart rate up by moving, keep moving in a different way. Now I'm going to use the hamstrings to warm up my hamstrings. So I'm going to bend behind and lift. And again, we're just moving. That's all you have to do for a warm-up. You just have to move in a safe and consistent way. So we want to do this for 2 or 3 minutes. And then we'll get right into our big warm-up. So let's do this for doubles here. 2 right and 2 left. And let's just keep going with the 2s for a little while. Get those hamstrings and arms are swinging. Let's bring it to 4 now. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and switch. 1, 2, 3, and switch again. 1, 2, 3, and switch. 1, 2, 3, back to 2 counts. 1, 2, 1. Single counts. We're going 8 and 7, 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and march. Bring those arms all the way overhead. Let's do some jacks just to kind of end up our warm up here. Right, left if you want, or full jacks. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and march it out, arms overhead. Deep breath and out, and in, and out. All right, so we want to get that heart rate up. Now we want to bring it down, nice and gently. Let's do it one more time. All the way up, and down. All right, so I've got 6 exercises planned for you today. Each of them are focusing on a major muscle group and a symptom, a common symptom of Parkinson's. If you do not experience these symptoms, they still will benefit. All these exercises will benefit you for a lot of other reasons as well. Also, just to always make sure that we're working on building new neural pathways when we're exercising. Muscle memory, if you will, same thing. All right, so we're going to start off. First exercise is a full body exercise. We're going to do a jack, 1 jack. Then we're going to come down to a caterpillar, touching your toes. Notice my legs are straight, walking all the way down. Then we're going to do another jack, out, in, and then come back up. That's the exercise, touching your toes, jack, caterpillar, jack, caterpillar. Modification, you can come down, you can do your jack, and your jack doesn't have to be a jump, it can be out, out, then you're going to come up, down, walk it out as much as you can, with the straight legs as much as you can. Then you can do a tap here, tap, tap, and then walk it back. If you can, try to keep those knees as straight as you can. The last modification, you can use a chair. And for the chair, you stand close up, you do your jack, right, left, or jack, jack. Bring your hands up here, step your legs out. Step your leg out to the side, just like we did on the floor. Walk it back, stand up, and a jack. So those are 3 different levels or modifications, 3 different ways you can do this exercise. So let's do this together, 50 seconds. Do your best. The caterpillars are strong. They're a hard exercise. So, warm yourself into it. So we got 50 seconds on the clock. Here we go. You want to try to reach those arms as high as you can. Nice, easy jack. Bring yourself down, touch the toes or the floor. Walk your hands forward, and here's your jack. And bring it back. This is a really great exercise. As I started explaining in the very beginning, this exercise is a full body exercise. We are using core. We're using legs. We're using upper body, shoulders, chest, back, arms. Everything is being used in this exercise. And when you do it for 50 seconds, it's cardio. So keep it going. And again, you don't have to go at my pace. You can go a little faster or a little slower, whatever works for you, because this is your exercise, not mine. Keep it going. Touch your toes, bring it up. Jack. Make sure when you land on those jacks that you're landing toe heel. Don't stay on your toes. So that's the first exercise, getting the full body moving. The next exercise is for upper body. We're going to be working on shoulders, chest, arms, back. So we're going to do a push-up. Who doesn't love push-ups? We're going to do a push-up with an arm extension. So here's what I mean. Come down to your push-up position. You can be on your knees here, push-up position. And then you're going to lift one arm in front, and then do another push-up. Full body, make sure your hips come with you. Don't drop those hips. Take them with you. Push up, up, up. And then, of course, there's always a modification on the chair, which is fine. By the way, you're still using all the right muscles. You're still working hard. Don't let that chair make you think that you're not working. You are. So you're going to get on that chair, put yourself in push-up position, push up, extend your arm in front, trying to put all your weight on one arm and the other. So let's do that for 50 seconds and enjoy every second of it. Here we go. I'm going to turn sideways so you can make sure that you can see what I'm doing on the push-up and the arm extension. Now, when you're doing a push-up, I know a lot of people think you have to hit the ground. That's actually not great for your shoulders, depending on how strong your shoulders are. So all you have to do is break to 90 degrees, and you've got a perfect, great push-up. Right there, 90 degrees, push up, and lift those arms. What we're doing on the lift is you're shifting all your weight to one arm, putting all your body weight on one arm, then the other arm. So we're really strengthening the shoulder, the chest, biceps, triceps, and back. This is a total upper body exercise. Very good for strengthening all those muscles. And stabilizing your shoulders. Stabilizing those shoulders by holding yourself up in place. Pull your belly in as you do this. And keep going, working your core. So that's our second exercise. Not bad, 50 seconds went around pretty easily. Put one leg in front as you come up from the floor and lift up. The next exercise is a front, back, lunge. So you may want that chair near you. You may want to use that chair for balance. You may want to grab a weight. If you want to, that's fine. This is the time you can hold one weight or two, your choice. But here's the exercise. Front, right, left, front, back lunge, back lunge. I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see this again. Front, back. That's the exercise. Grab your weight or chair and let's get going. I'm going to try this one without the weight the first time around. So we're going to do it 3 times. So again, front. Now we're not going fast. You're going strong. You want to make sure that your knee is always positioned correctly. That knee is over your ankle, not your toe. That's important. You want to be good to those knees. As I say every week, those knees are supposed to last your whole lifetime. So if you treat them well, they will. And you can see I probably should have that chair next to me for balance. But I'm just trying to get through my 50 seconds. So I'm going to turn again, front, and you can go as fast or as slow as works for you because this is your exercise. Working at your pace, front, back and back. Be good to those legs. What we're working here is primarily quadriceps, strengthening the quadriceps, but we've got a little glute and hamstring in there. 2. All right, so we've worked full body, we've worked upper body, that was lower body. Let's go right to the core. So to do the core, I'm going to ask you to hit the floor. You're going to put your legs up above you. Elbows are on your head, by your head here. You're going to take one elbow, cross it, and squeeze that elbow against your knee, pushing against the knee. Come down, push it against the opposite knee. When you come down, this is the added part that a lot of people don't do. When you come down, I want you to take your shoulders and push down into the floor, but also toward your hips. So if you start with your shoulders up here and push them down, that's exactly where they should be when you come down, in that downward motion. So let's try that. That may be a little different than what you're used to doing, but I think you'll feel the difference and you'll see the benefit. So let's do 50 seconds of those. So again, hands are behind you. Now you don't have to touch the elbow to the knee. That doesn't make you a better or more athletic. It doesn't make you stronger. It just, if you can do it, great, because it adds just a little more contraction. It adds a larger contraction in your abs. But if you can't reach there, just pull your belly button in as hard as you can. Pull it in as hard as you can. And that will make the contraction that you need. We're working 6 packs here. But we're also working upper back. If you feel that shoulders pulling down on the down part right here, if you're feeling that, then you're using your all those upper body, your lats and your trapezius, using all those upper back muscles. Really important part of, not necessarily part of the core, although it is, but not part of the core you probably are wanting. But it's a really great way of working your upper back. Grab hold of that knee and lift yourself up. The next exercise. You can grab that weight again if you want to. These are cross back lunges. You may want to have the chair in front of you for this one. For balance, the cross back lunge is exactly what it says. You're going to take, let me start off with that right leg. We're going to cross behind. You're just on the ball of your foot. Reach toward the floor. Toward the floor. You don't have to touch the floor if you can't, or if you're holding a weight, reach that weight toward the floor, pushing on the front leg to stand, and then you cross the other way. Coming down. All right, so grab your weight, find your space, make sure you are balanced, and let's go. 50 seconds. Here we go. I'm going to cross And again, this is not a cardio exercise. This is a strength exercise. So I want you to really push on that front leg. Push. Now you should be looking at me the whole time. And if you are, that means that will remind you not to put your head down and bow. You don't want to do that. That will raise your blood pressure, and it pulls your weight forward with your moving your head that way, puts you in a risky position. So you want to make sure that you're really working your glutes and being good to your body. And we're just going right, left, right. To make it a little more fun, again, you can hold a weight, or if you're not holding a weight, you can really come down and touch that floor. That will make it a lot harder if you're looking for harder, or just forward. That's also a great way of doing this. But making sure that all your weight is on the front leg. Do not put your weight on the back leg. That's a different exercise. All right. The last exercise is for cardio. We want to get that heart rate up. Not that we haven't already, but the next exercise is called the steam engine. This one knocks me out. It may not be for you. I know some people say, but for me, this one knocks me out. So I want you standing with your legs about hip distance apart. Hands are once again around your ears. You're not pulling your head down. You're just holding your head here. You're going to take your opposite arm to your opposite knee and lift. And it's a quick motion. This one's quick. You don't have to touch, but it's a twist. So get ready. We're going to do that for 50 seconds. And I know for me, that 50 seconds is going to feel like a long time. All right, here we go. And we're just crossing. And the importance of this exercise is you can see, because of the twist, we're actually working core. Almost every exercise today has a core element. So yay for us, really working that core, getting it stronger. Along with the twisting, we're working on balance because all of your weight is going right to right, right, left, right, left. And of course, because I said this is a cardio exercise, the real focus of this exercise, in addition to those other benefits, is to get your heart rate up, to send blood and oxygen to the brain and to all the limbs, to flush out toxins, to keep yourself, to use calories, fat, in a positive and a good way. So we're just trying to get those knees up. Now, if this is not enough for you, you can have those arms. It's enough for me. Okay. All right, so those are our 6 exercises. We're going to do them all over again. This time, we're going to be talking more about the focus for Parkinson's. So the first exercise, let me get this out of my way, is the jack, caterpillar, jack, caterpillar. So find your position and get some water if you need it, and let's get started. Jack, caterpillar, jack. All right, so I chose this for a lot of reasons. In addition to it being a great full body exercise, it forces the body, the brain, to go full range of motion. Those arms are fully extended. Your legs, you're actually looking down at those legs, making sure they're fully extended. From here, we're going out, in, right, left, doesn't matter, and coming in, and coming all the way up. This is a very, very common symptom. People don't even realize that they're starting to get diminished, this range of motion. So this just reminds the brain, because it's so visual, where your body is. It also lengthens your hamstrings, which is what a lot of people have, short hamstrings. That's why they have back problems or back pain. So if you want to keep those hamstrings lengthened and flexible, so that's our first exercise. The second exercise you may remember, push-ups, front extension. Find your positioning. You may want to use that chair. Get down on the ground. You can be on your knees or fully extended on your legs. So let's get going on that one. Everybody ready? Here we go, 50 seconds. All right, so push up. So this particular exercise I chose not for its value in the push-up in the upper body, although that's very, very valuable. I chose this because of the balance, because we're going all your body weight is right, coming down. Whoops, I should be doing 2 of them. And all your body weight is going left. You're going on both sides. The other thing that just reminded me, the other reason why I chose it is because it's a pattern. So I'm more forcing your brain not to just think about the exercise itself, but I'm forcing you to remember the exercise of lifting both arms. Now, if you want to, alternate which arm leads. So if you led on the right arm, switch. See if you can lead on the left arm, every other one. All right, front back lunges, hand on knee, lift yourself up. Front back lunges. Make sure you've got the chair if you need it, near a wall. Grab your weight, here we go. Front back lunges. I'm gonna start with that right leg. This is all about gait. You wanna make sure when you're doing this exercise that these legs go way back and way front. A lot of people, very, very common symptom of Parkinson's is shorter walking. The steps get shorter and shorter. A lot of people complain and find that they're just not using their legs as long and they're not going as far or as quick. So this exercise reestablishes, retrains those muscles and the brain to really step forward, really step forward, really step back. So you want to really use those muscles as much as possible. Big step forward, still using your quads and your glutes, still working very muscularly, but you're also reminding the brain to lengthen those legs. All right, the next exercise is core. Yay! Hit the ground, elbow to knee, elbow to knee. Here we go. Give you a minute to get on the ground there while I grab some water. Okay, everybody ready? Crunch, elbow crunches. Remember, you're keeping that elbow, the other elbow on the floor. Now, this exercise is specifically designed, we're crossing the midline. We're going right in front. And whenever we cross the midline, you're using your brain much more fully. We're also working core, which means we're working on balance. Even in this position, by strengthening all these muscles here, that's working on balance, strengthening the muscles you need for if you lose your balance, those are the muscles that will keep you up. We're also working contralaterally. This means that we're going right to left, left to right. This is a more natural way of walking. A lot of people lose that and they start walking right, right, left, left, meaning right arm and right leg work together. You want to make sure that you maintain that opposite. That will give you better balance in addition to a more normal, natural gait walking. So, standing up, make sure you're putting all your weight on that front leg. The next exercise is, crossing the lunge, cross back lunges. So grab your weight if you need it, and join me. Make sure you've got that balance. If you got it, if you need it, make sure you've got that chair. We're gonna step back and reach toward the floor. This has all the same benefits as the crunch. It's balance. We're working on balance because we're shifting our weight right to left. We're crossing the midline, both legs and arms, crossing that midline, using the entire brain much more fully. We're going right to left, contralaterally, so we're reinforcing that natural gait, that natural walking, reaching your arm forward when when the opposite leg is in front. So that it's a more natural motion. But I'm still working those glutes and quads by coming down, bending, looking up so you're not forcing your head down and putting yourself at risk. So we're just bending and lifting, bending and lifting. Stay at your pace, not mine. And of course, the last exercise is my favorite, steam engines. So stand up, and here we go. Hands behind your head, and you want to bring it up. You do not have to work full. You don't have to work a full exploded steam engine, but I just want to get that heart rate up. Try to lift the legs. Now, in addition to everything else we just talked about, crossing the midline, going right to left, twisting using your core. The other thing that this exercise does, as I turn sideways, look how high I have to lift my legs. Again, forcing the brain, reminding the brain to lift so that you're not shuffling when you walk, you're really lifting. So this strengthens the quads and forces the brain to remember to lift, sending messages about lifting those legs nice and high. And you want to do these at least 50 seconds. You want to do a lot of repetitive motions for all of these things so that the brain builds neural pathways. All right, so far so good, yes? All right, we've got one more round. all of those exercises. This, as I said, is my favorite round. This is the cognitive challenge. So in honor of Father's Day, we're going to do a few different Father's Day trivia or, focused cognitive thinking. So the first exercise is Jack, caterpillar Jack. Every time you come down into the caterpillar, so you do your Jack, come down. When you're in this position, you're going to say a famous father, then come back. Do your Jack, come back up. So I'm going to start you off. Famous father. Let's start off with George Washington. All right, here we go. And if you can't think of any, I'll give you a hint about midway through. Touch your toes, come all the way down, try to think of one. We're going to say George Washington here, and come back up. Touch your toes, and Jack, all the way down. I don't want to interrupt you. I want you to think about which famous fathers. If you can't think of more than two, I'll give you a hint. Ready? There's a lot of famous fathers or television shows that are based on fathers, that have a father that's either the main character in it. So think about that. There may be a few movies you can think of where the father figure was the main character. Keep going. So while we're doing all those muscle exercises, we're working right through this, right, left, we're touching our toes, working on strengthening and lengthening those limbs. All right. Woo. Okay. The next exercise are push-ups with arm extensions. I want you, every time you do a push-up, not the arm extensions, the push-up, to come up with a very common gift that you would give to your father for Father's Day, or someone would give their father for Father's Day. Again, I'll start you off. Necktie, okay? Everybody down, hit the ground, get ready for your push-ups. On the push-up, it's a gift for father, a gift. So, as I said, necktie, and then going to lift those arms nice and high, and come up with another one, and lift those arms. I'm still shifting my weight, I'm still pushing with my palms, I'm still keeping my heart rate and shoulders back, keeping my hips up, not worried about going to the floor, that's not the focus here. Working about pushing through the palms, that will work your chest. You're not using your fingers to push through, you're using your palms, much more powerful, you'll be much more successful. And just keep it going. If this is really hard for you and the knees don't work, widen your base. Just widen your base and you'll find it'll be a lot easier for you if you widen the legs, either here or there. It's the same thing, just gives you a little more ability to make it through those push-ups. All right, we're going to stand back up. Hands on your thigh, lift up. All right, the next exercise is front back lunge. This one is not a Father's Day theme, but this one threw me. I really enjoyed it. Every time you go on the right leg, you're going to count by twos. Every time you go on the left leg, you're going to count by threes. Just keep going. So it's 2, 3, 4, 6. Got it? Okay. 2's on the right, 3's on the left. Here we go. 50 seconds. This one I had a lot of fun with. So here we go. We want to make sure. Stay at your pace. You don't have to go fast. Make sure you have a chair next to you for balance if you need it. Keep thinking of those numbers. 2's on the right, 3's on the left. Keep going. I'm turning so you can see, making sure that you're moving those legs forward, nice and far forward, and all the way back on the back. The knee should be over the ankle, not the toe, not the toe. So you want to make sure your knees are safe and in a good position. And we're going 2's on the right. Continue counting. 3's on the left. Keep it going, do what you can. Just kind of challenge the brain a little. We're just having a little fun here. And I know some of you are thinking, yeah, just a little fun. But it's a great challenge. It's a great way of using your brain, forcing a little more stimulation going on so you're not just exercising your muscles. Everything is working. Okay, especially more important for Parkinson's disease. So we want to make sure we're really doing that. The next exercise is crunch or elbow to knee crunches. This time, let's come up with foods that you typically would eat for Father's Day, and I'm going to start you off with hamburgers. All right, at least that's what we always have. So Let's hit the ground, elbow to knee. Think of a food, touch that elbow, push your shoulder blades to the floor and down, and touch your elbow down. So we're really using those muscles completely. We're crossing the midline, and we're thinking of foods. Every time you come up, think of another food. By the way, it doesn't have to be the major food. It can be something like, ketchup for the French fries, If you can't think of anything, condiments work. But I want you to just keep thinking about what a Father's Day feast would look like, and what you normally, or someone else, maybe not you, but somebody, what most people would think of for Father's Day, for a Father's Day celebration. Pushing their shoulder blades down, crossing the midline, going toward that toe, knee. And you don't have to go fast. I keep saying that, I know, but you don't. It's fun to go fast. I love to go fast, but you can get just as much out of it by slowing it down and really muscling through it. All right, come on up. The next exercise is crossing curtsies, as I like to call it, but back lunges. And this one I want you to come up with things that people rely their fathers on. So something you rely on for your father to do for you. Your father or what your kids rely on you to do, to take care of. So I'm going to start off, because in my house this was the case. I'll start you off with allowance. Kids rely on dad to give out the allowance. I don't know why. Maybe mom's too busy spending her money or making her money, and dad happens to be around. But I don't know. So here we go, allowance. And remember, just coming up with as many things as you can. Every time you come down, make sure your head is up. Make sure you're reaching toward the floor. Make sure you're working on balance, crossing at that midline, thinking of things that you rely on from your dad, or your kids rely on for you. Or again, what maybe your friends' kids or somebody else's relies on for their dad. It may be opinions, suggestions. It could be all kinds of things. I'll give you another hint. How about car keys? Keep going. Just keep a different one each time you come down, making sure that you're still working those muscles. I don't want you to give up on the muscles. I want you to continue working out. I want you to continue pushing on that front leg. I want you to continue standing up nice and tall. All right, we're almost done. Steam engines are last. Put your weights away. Give yourselves lots of room. Here we go. Last one. Steam engines. Go! All right, there is no cognitive on this one, because I just want you to get through it. I don't want you to have to think about anything but getting your heart rate up. I want you to think about what a great job you've done so far. Good work today. This was a tough one, I think, yeah? It was for me. But as I'm looking out, while I'm not trying to think about my steam engines, the sun is coming out, so I feel good about that. All right, let's keep going. Heart rate up, make sure your head stays tall. Lift those legs nice and high. Remember, we're working on legs here. We want to lift those legs, not just core, not just cardio, but also lifting the legs, which also will reinforce that cardio. It'll bring that heart rate up a little higher when you work a little more deeper, when you really, really lift. So let's keep going. If you want to get more out of it, you could use those arms. I don't. I'm working hard enough. All right. There it is. Please grab some water, get the ball or sock, and get ready for the next part. All right. So what we're working on next is agility, coordination, tremors, speed, all of those things. And if none of those things are a symptom that you're experiencing, there's still great exercises, regardless if you play any sport or just in life. These are great exercises. So let's grab the ball or the sock. I lost the ball. There it is. All right, let's start off with the right hand. I'm gonna change the time. I'm gonna put this on for 30 seconds. Here we go. All right, so first exercise, I want you to take the ball just in your right hand, put your left hand out of the way, and I want you to toss the ball. That's it. Doesn't have to be fast, doesn't have to be slow. We're working on agility, coordination. Just toss the ball. 30 seconds. Go. Now, for some of you, this is enough. This is what we're working on, okay? For some of you, this is just not in your not your level. So let's lift a leg and work on that. Balance, agility, speed, lift it higher, work on whatever it is that works at your level, okay? If the ball drops, pick it up. That's why the sock is good, because the sock won't roll away so far. This is my left arm, and when I was doing this earlier in the week, I was all over the place on this. So I was pretty impressed. You see what just a few days of practice can do? I was all over. So we're gonna switch arms, get ready. Left arm now. And again, if this is real easy for you, pick up the pace. If it's real easy for you, pick up the leg. Just keep going, 30 seconds, keep going. Catch it, just catch it, just catch it. Up and down, up and down. Don't stop, just keep it going. Keep your eye on the ball, keep your eye on the ball. Hand-eye coordination, just keep lifting, keep going. Lift that knee if that helps you. Toss it a little higher. Try to toss it a little higher. Try to bring it a little, challenge yourself a little. It's okay, it's just a ball. If you lose the ball, it's okay. Everybody wins. All right. The next exercise we're gonna do. Now we're working on just letting go. This is kind of a weird one to teach. I'm gonna teach it with the sock because I think it's a little easier for you to see. I'm gonna let go of the sock and woohoo, there, as I said. I'm gonna let go of the sock and just catch it. Let go of the sock and catch it. Just with my right hand. Let go and catch it, or the ball. Now, we're squeezing, so we're working on tremors and finger strength. We're working on agility, working on speed. You have to catch it really quick. So, again, right here, okay? Right here. Here we go. Right hand. The left hand is out of the way. Woo! I lost it. Keep going. You're going to lose it too, hopefully, or maybe not. Who knows? But you're just letting go. I'm not tossing it. I'm not just letting it go and catching it. Bringing my arm behind and then catching it fast. Catching it fast. This is a great work on speed. And also remember, you don't have to just work your legs to train your body to walk faster. Any part of your body that's moving faster trains the brain to move faster. It will transfer to a daily life activity. So it doesn't have to, you don't have to be running to train your body to go faster. Let's switch arms, same exercise. If this exercise is too easy for you, do a few with just this hand and then try to switch. Whatever works for you. I want to make sure that you're being challenged. So here we go. We're on the other hand, 30 seconds. I lost it already. Okay, and I'm just letting go and catching. Letting go and catching. I'm going to turn again so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm not tossing it at all. It's not going up at all. I'm just letting it go right where I left it and coming at it again. And if this is too easy for you and tossing it right left is also too easy, do that on one leg. Challenge yourself. But I'm really trying to get you to move those arms faster and faster. That's what we're working on. And you're squeezing for hand strength and tremors. All right, the next exercise. You can use the ball or the sock. This is strictly for balance and tremors. You're going to put that ball, I'm going to come closer so you can see what I'm doing. Palm is down, hand is up. I'm going to take my pinky and a pointer and lift them up just a little and make a basket. Make a basket, okay? 30 seconds, we're going to balance this. And some of you are just going to hold it here and just try to balance it. If your tremor, what we're working on here, if you've got tremors in this hand, this is going to become very, very difficult. So that's what we're doing. Concentrate, try to do the best you can. Don't worry about it. Do whatever you can do, okay? So let's go. Here we go. Now, some of you may find this is just way too easy. Walk with it. Just try to walk around the room. Other than that, if this is also, if just holding it, you can do that. You've accomplished that. Bring it up. Bring it down. Woohoo! Bring it to your side. I lost it. Bring it to your side. Way out here. And bring it back. And just circle, maybe. Circle. All right. We're just staying on that right hand. Just doing whatever you can. Balance this on your knuckles. We're balancing it. Switch hands. Let's try it on the other side. Ready? Here we go. Oh, what'd I do? Here we go. 30 seconds. Balance it on the knuckle. Now, depending on what side, if you have tremors and depending on how bad or they are, how much they're affecting you, you may have to widen that hand. You may have to bring those knuckles, pinky up a little more just to hold it in place. That's fine. We're just working on stability, stabilizing that hand, forcing that hand to be stable. You can walk with the ball if that works for you, If that's a little more of a challenge, just lifting it, for me, lifting it and dropping it and making circles, all of those things are great, great exercise, working tremors. All right. The next exercise, we're gonna take that ball, we're gonna put it, we're gonna make a fist. Make a fist, okay? Take that ball and put it right on the top of the fist. Now, for some of you, again, you can make a wide, a circle and hold it there. If that's your level, that's fine. Otherwise, if that's too easy and you have no problem balancing that ball, make a tight, tight fist and put it right there. And we're gonna do the same thing we just did with the knuckles. Walking or lifting, circles, whatever, with the fist. So let's try that together, okay? And the other thing you can do to challenge yourself is do it on one leg. So I'm just gonna lift that ball up and down, and I'm gonna take that ball out to the side, and I'm working on stabilizing, steadying that hand, steadying the hand. We wanna make a circle if you can. Otherwise, don't get frustrated, it's okay, everybody's working at their level. This is why the sock maybe is a better thing for you, because if it does get away from you, you're not chasing it all over the room. Let's switch hands. Okay, here we go, switching hands. Make a tight fist or not, depending on depending on how steady you are. And we're just focusing, just focus on that hand. Focus on that hand, make sure that ball stays where it is. Tighten the fist if it's too easy. Take a walk with it if it's too easy. If it's too hard, widen those arms, those fingers just a little, just widen them. And that will help you to hold the ball while you're working on stabilizing and balancing it. So just bring it out to the side and in. Great work. All right, let's do one more exercise before we stop. Let's do one more, and I'd like you can either do this with with the ball or the sock. If you're holding the sock, you're going to go right to left. We're crossing the midline. This is we're crossing the midline. Okay, so it's up and across. If you're doing it, if you have a ball and you don't have carpeting like I do, you're gonna bounce it right to left, right to left. And I want you to do this, one arm at a time. Shift your weight if you need to. That doesn't matter. We're crossing the midline. We're catching both sides of the body. So let's finish our last 30 seconds doing that. And again, you don't have to, you can toss it up here, crossing the midline. You have to turn your head, take your eyes, make sure that your eyes are tracking, tracking the ball. We're working on coordination, agility. We're working on crossing the midline, using the entire brain. We're working on both sides of the body. We're working on squeezing the ball. We're working on balance. So we've got all these things. And as I said, I've got this carpeting, so I have to also push really hard. All right, so that takes care of that for today. Let's stretch out and let's see how we feel. So I'm going to stretch with my chair. It always helps me for balance. And let's start off with our quads. Grab hold of your toe from behind and keep your knee down to the floor. And I'm going to grab hold so I can still face you. And make sure that knee is there and just stand up nice and tall. And you're stretching out the quad, the front of the leg. Okay, there. So hopefully you're feeling like you worked out the entire body today, but you also got a lot of brain and some hand-to-eye coordination, which we haven't really worked on in this class so far. So I think we're going to throw a lot more of that in and a lot more of that cognitive in as well in the coming weeks. So switch legs, and for those of you that joined in late, we have a second session this week on Wednesday at 4:30. So you get double dose of me this week, and we're trying to see which time really works best for people and which time you can take the live class rather than just watching it later in the week, because the live really offers a lot of other benefits that just taking a video does not. Gives you a chance to speak to people before and after the class, to get a chance, especially for the young onset, which is such a smaller subset of Parkinson's. We're stretching now the hamstring, so you can bring that leg in front of you seated, or you can bring that leg in front of you standing. And we're just going to reach and stretch that muscle, nice and easy. Making sure that you're not dropping your head or your chest. Again, you want to keep your head above your chest, especially after exercise when your heart rate and your blood is moving. So you don't want to bring everything to your head. So as I was saying, you want to make sure that you can really use the time before class to meet some other people. You may be able to have a chance to share information, experiences, resources. So it really is a great resource for you to use this. And it gives everybody a chance to meet people from all over the world and the country and different parts of, of your city that you didn't know, and other people that may be sharing your experiences as well. Roll all the way up, arms all the way overhead. Nice big stretch of deep breath inside. Deep exhale out. Let's open up those fingers as wide as you can. Lift a little higher, just a little higher. Let's bring those arms down, all the way down to your side and behind you. Bring your shoulders back. We did a lot of shoulder work, the caterpillars and the push-ups. So let's stretch all of that out for just a moment. Drop your chin to your chest. Bring your arms in front and stretch it out right here. Good. Let's bring those arms all the way up overhead one last time. Open up those fingers, lengthen every muscle in your body. Deep breath in. We are going to finish with a big yay because we're done. And you did a great job. Ready? Yay! All right. So I'm just going to stay for just a minute and see if I have any questions or comments. If anybody has anything they want to ask. Nina see if we got any, let's see, any questions? Nope, nothing coming on. Anybody have any questions, comments, criticisms, or compliments? I take them all. As I said, you've got that chat on the side there. You can just put in a question or a comment or introduce yourself to somebody that you may see on a regular basis is logging in, and we can get some conversations going. So thank you all for joining me this morning. I really appreciate it. I hope you had a good workout. I did. And I will see you Wednesday afternoon. Bye-bye.